Hey fantasy nerds, my birthday month celebrations continue. Today I'm going to be talking about my favorite depiction of a multiverse. The CW Arrowverse crossover event, Crisis on Infinite Earths. So ever since The Flash premiered, the Arrowverse would have mid-season crossover events. Starting with the first ever crossover event with Arrow and The Flash. Then I think the next year Supergirl was added and so on and so forth. Each event getting bigger as more and more shows were added to the Arrowverse. Till finally there were 6 shows involved in the crossover. Black Lightning, Arrow, The Flash, Supergirl, Batwoman, Legends of Tomorrow. Normally, each show would get its own episode, but since they just included Black Lightning and not his whole family, the event was across 5 episodes. I believe 3 were before the mid-season hiatus and 2 were after all the shows came back. So they really left us hanging for a whole month. Technically, the event started at the very end of a Black Lightning episode when his whole world was wiped out and he was catapulted into the Flash's world.
Where am I?
Who are you?
Send me back to Freeland, now!
Calm down, electric guy.
The name is Black Lightning.
Your Earth has just been destroyed by a wave of antimatter.
So, Lynn, my girls.
They're gone.
The first episode of the crossover event was credited as Supergirl, but that's not about the setting of the show, but more about which writer's room wrote the episode. I think it started with The Flash because his whole show had been building up to this event. Ever since the first season, they had been trying to change the future where Barry disappears during the crisis. And this is that crisis that they have been building to.
I'm working with the Monitor.
He sent you to get me? Because the crisis is here?
That is correct.
I'm ready.
But instead of Barry disappearing, Oliver ends up dying. Like actually dying. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The whole event starts with multiple universes getting wiped out. And each universe was a different DC property. Every single TV show and movie that was made with DC characters appeared in the next 5 episodes. We saw Titans, Birds of Prey, Robert Wolf from Batman '89. The list goes on.
There is a malevolent force at work, destruction of all there is. I have planned. Crisis is now upon us all.
Holy crimson skies of death!
Oracle, it's Hunters, come in.
Hunters, the comms are barely functional.
Barbara, can you hear me?
Johnny!
Well, I'd like to say it's a pleasure to see you on my Earth outside my club, but it's not.
I have faith in you, Tina.
Well, the truth is I have faith in you too.
And most importantly to me, the Batwoman episode went to the Smallville universe. And we saw Tom Welling and Erica Durance reprise their roles as Clark Kent and Lois Lane.
You're not Lex.
Maybe not the Lex you know. The multiverse has a way of aligning fates.
Somebody here, or were you talking to the cows again?
That was Lex Luthor from another Earth. Apparently the multiverse is ending.
Smallville, you made it funny. It's taken you about a decade, but you're getting the hang of it.
What'd the girls make?
A mess.
Now married and living on the farm full time with 2 little girls. We didn't get to see Michael Rosenbaum as Lex Luthor because he ain't like the money they were offering. And I get it, demand your worth. But at the same time, this is the CW. They already ain't got no money and they had to pay for hundreds of cameos. This was also before the Flash solo movie came out. And guess who made an appearance? Ezra Miller.
Hello?
What the hell is this?
I'm asking myself the same question.
This was before all of their scandals, so I was excited to see them.
Stop Barry Allen. No! What does that mean? How can this...
You don't know about the...
Oh my god, don't do this to me. I don't know about the what.
And do you know who else we got to see? Kevin Conroy, famous voice of the animated Batman, got to play Batman in live action for the first time for the crossover event.
We're not used to having guests. Kate.
Bruce?
It was so meaningful for all of the fans, especially since he passed away not long after the event.
It's like a wise man once said, battle not with monsters, lest you become a monster.
And another meaningful role went to Brandon Routh, or Ruth. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Who, in my opinion, was robbed of his opportunity to have a Superman trilogy. He's like my second favorite Superman, next to Christopher Reeve himself. But he only got to do one movie. Well, he played Ray Palmer, aka the Atom, on Arrow and then Legends of Tomorrow. But guess who he played in the crossover event? Another Superman.
Hark? Couldn't save them. Put this on. This crest. I made a promise to keep fighting, no matter what.
So that was him, Tyler, I can't pronounce his last name, who would go on to be in Superman and Lois, and Tom Welling from Smallville, and they were all in one event together.
He looks just like Ray Palmer.
Who? Hey, nice glasses. Oh, thanks.
It felt like they were righting a wrong by having Brandon play this role.
Hey, why'd you add black to it?
Because, Lois, even in the darkest times, hope cuts through. Hope is the light that lifts us out of darkness.
There were so many moments in those 5 episodes that made me so happy. Luckily, at the time, I was able to rewatch it on the CW app because they grouped the 5 episodes together in its own section. I have since tried to get a DVD with all 5 episodes on it together, but they don't sell it in Region 1. They do sell it in other regions, and before you say anything, I do not have a Blu-ray player and I'm not getting one. So I'm gonna have to buy them individually and digitally and keep up with the order of the episodes. Okay, so back to Oliver Queen. It was Arrow's final episode, so they killed Oliver Queen. The moment was made appropriately epic by the music. Like, I hardly ever noticed the score on a CW show, but that music stood out to me. So what was happening on the shows was the multiverse was being wiped out, and it was up to the heroes to stop, I think, the Anti-Monitor and save the multiverse. So after Oliver dies, he comes back briefly as the Spectre.
Remember, Barry, memories and connections you need to consider our greatest victories, our most crushing defeats, the moments when the bonds between us were forged.
And he was able to stay long enough to help the heroes restore the universe. But once it was restored, he had to go back to this special afterlife place forever. Arrow had 1 episode left after the special crossover event, and Oliver wasn't in it. When the universe was restored, the multiverse was gone, and it was basically all one universe now, which meant Supergirl and Black Lightning were now on the same Earth as everyone else.
Why do we even need it? I mean, how often does the world almost come to an end? Oh, it's like that.
Don't worry, I was in your kid last year.
Convenient for the writers, but it created a whole lot of questions. Like, did this new universe have the same issues as Marvel did when they returned people from the snap? But anyway, it still goes down as the best depiction of a multiverse ever, especially since it was done by a smaller network. This was seriously huge, and no other network crossover event is ever going to compare to Crisis on Infinite Earths. In my quest to find the crossover episodes on DVD, I bought the final season of Arrow on DVD, hoping that the event would be on there. Apparently, it was only on the Blu-ray. So now I have the DVD I don't need. Who wants it? If you want it, say so in the comments, along with why Crisis on Infinite Earths is the best multiverse depiction ever. And I will be picking the best comment to get it. With everything going on in the good old US of A, I probably should restrict it to North America. But if you can prove that mail can get to you from the USA, I'll consider you. If you enjoy my videos, please support my channel by subscribing, joining my membership, or donating through Ko-fi, Cash App, or Super Thanks. Or you can purchase merch related to my fantasy novel, or just buy my fantasy novel, The Fairy Princess. And let's continue the conversation in the Fairy Princess Facebook group. All links in the description. Thanks.